The first hole at Pine Valley Country Club is one of the longer par 4s on the course, and a challenging start to your round. A good drive on this hole will split the tree-lined opening, favoring the right side of the fairway for your best angle into the green. A missed fairway to the right is far less penalizing than a fairway miss to the left. Anticipate a long second shot for your approach with plenty of room to safely miss short and right of the green. Pay close attention to the pin placement on this larger than normal green, as it may influence your club selection by a full club. The green slopes gradually from back to front with a deep greenside bunker on the left. Try to leave yourself an uphill putt on this green. Par on the first hole out of the gate is always a good score. The second hole is a short dogleg right with out of bounds along the left-hand side. A good drive will favor the left half of the fairway, just right of the fairway bunker for your best angle into the green. Trees on the right-hand side can block out your approach to the green if you're just off the fairway. However, an errant tee shot wide right may get lucky and allow for a clear second shot into the screen. Up near the green, the hole is protected by several greenside bunkers, leaving few options for an easy up and down. The green has two distinct tiers requiring your second shot to find the correct tier for your best chance at birdie. If you're in between clubs on your second shot, the smart play is to club down to avoid going over this green. The third hole is one of the more demanding par 3s at Pine Valley. A large pond on the right-hand side penalizes any shot that ends up short and or right of the green. There is a greenside bunker protecting any pin location on the left. This hole usually requires a mid to long iron from the tee, so your safe play is to try to hit the middle of the green and make a par. Shots that end up in the front half of this green allow for the easiest two-putt pars regardless of the pin location. This green slopes dramatically from back to front with a large ridge in the middle of the green that splits the green into two halves. The fourth hole will require good course management to this dogleg left par 5. From an elevated tee, the fairway is protected by a pond on the left-hand side of the fairway and favors a drive down the right side for your best angle. Many will use the fairway bunker in the distance as a starting point for their tee shot. The further you go right off the tee, the more difficult of an angle your next shot will be, as the fairway is pinched by overhanging trees at the bend. Plan for a 3-shot par 5 with a good layup that would position you between 100 and 150 yards. As you approach the green, pay attention to the pin placement, as the green is narrow but long. There are greenside bunkers protecting both sides of the green. Most shots into this green that miss short and right will allow for an easier chip and putt. Try to stay below the hole to allow for your best chance at birdie. The fifth hole at Pine Valley is a dogleg right par 4 that favors a slight fade off the tee. This hole is protected by trees on both sides of the fairway that may not allow for a clear second shot into the green. There is out of bounds down the left side of the hole that comes into play from an errant tee shot. With a good drive, anticipate a mid-iron into this green that is fairly receptive to most approach shots. Avoid the front greenside bunkers and beware of the false front as you select your club from the fairway. As the fourth most difficult hole on this front side, a 2-putt par is a very good score. The par 3 6th hole is a beautiful hole from the tee. However, don't let its beauty deceive you. This hole requires a mid to long iron off the tee to one of the smaller greens. There's a pond that protects this hole from an errant tee shot that is well short. Shots that miss this green long or left leave a very challenging up and down. With a solid tee shot that finds the middle of the green, you will often have a great look at birdie. Take a close look at the subtle undulations of the green, as they may be slight, but can certainly pose challenges if not taken into consideration. signature hole at Pine Valley is the par 4 7th. The recommended play from the white tee would be a 200-yard shot towards the first main fairway bunker. This would leave you a mid to long iron, but would avoid both ponds short right and long left over the hill. Make sure to take enough club and aim towards the largest part of the green for the safest play. The two-tier green also has a gradual slope from back to front and could affect your club choice. A shot missed left may end up in a collection area that is an easier up and down. However, as one of the most difficult holes on the front side, a par here is a great score. The 8th hole is a shorter par 4 and is one of the few birdie opportunities at Pine Valley. This short dogleg right best suits a slight fade started off the fairway bunker from the tee. A good drive here would leave a short iron into this hole as you'll be hitting into a smaller green. Take advantage of any pin placement on the right half of the green as your green light for a potential birdie. There is a large slope on the left from back to front that requires discipline for any pin that is short left. A putt from the right half of this green will usually leave an easy 2-putt or a great birdie opportunity. The 9th hole is difficult and can play longer than the scorecard says. Out of bounds on the left and a pond on the right will penalize any errant tee shot. A good line off the tee would favor the left side of the fairway to avoid the 3 fairway bunkers on the right. Expect to have a mid-iron into this large green and try to avoid the 2 greenside bunkers. Avoid going after a back pin location as any shot that goes over this green is almost an impossible up and down. Front pin locations also require your focus and attention, as the false front of this green can leave a fast downhill putt. A par 4 finish to this front 9 is a great score as you make the turn. Although it may not appear this way, the 10th hole at Pine Valley is one of the more difficult holes on the backside. This slight dogleg left par 4 has a large tree short left of the green, penalizing any tee shot that misses the fairway left. The best line off the tee would favor the right half of the fairway. The 10th green slopes from back to front and rewards any approach shot that is short of the pin. With a good drive off this tee, attack any pin location that is either front or middle of this green. Avoid being tempted to fire at any back pin location due to a penalizing chip if you miss long. Par on this hole is certainly a good score. The 11th hole has changed over the years and become a more challenging par 4. From the tee, there are 2 fairway bunkers that extend out towards the middle of the fairway and pinch together near the landing area of most drives. There is a big advantage on this hole for the player who can take on these bunkers and carry all the trouble, as that leaves you with the best angle into the screen. A drive just right of the bunkers will result in a mid-iron approach shot to this elevated green that has 2 bunkers short and right. This green slopes from back to front and right to left. Be aware of the false front and avoid going long of this green. Managing a par here will give you great momentum into your back 9. The 12th hole is a long and demanding par 5 that requires course knowledge for the best chance at par. Your tee shot on this hole should favor the right side while avoiding the fairway bunkers. For the majority, this par 5 is a 3-shot hole, but you can expect to have a shorter iron into this green with 2 good shots. The placement of your second shot should also favor the right half of the fairway to avoid the pond on the left that you cannot see while playing your second shot. The elevated 12th green has 2 greenside bunkers and a tightly mowed collection area front right that leaves a very challenging up and down. The green has a dramatic ridge in the middle that separates the narrow front from the larger back half. Front pin locations are usually the most difficult, with more room to any pin located near the back. A stress-free 2-putt par on this hole is ideal and considered a great score on such a difficult hole. The par 3 13th hole requires a short iron or wedge into a very small green and is one of the few great birdie opportunities on the back side. There are 2 greenside bunkers protecting shots that are missed short. Don't be fooled. A miss long of this green can often be more penalizing than one miss short. The 14th hole rewards great iron play, as it is one of the shorter holes on the course. The recommended shot from the tee box is usually a mid to long iron towards the tall pine tree in the distance. This will leave your second shot with a short iron that will need to carry the pond. The green itself has 2 distinct tiers that both break towards the pond. A shot towards the middle of the green, regardless of the pin location, is the preferred play with the number of challenges around this green. One of the easier holes on the back side is the par 5 15th. The out of bounds on the left runs the entire length of this hole. Many players will use the cart path down the right side as their target line to avoid hitting the ball out of bounds. Longer hitters on this hole can reach the green in 2, while others may have a short iron in their hands after 2 good shots. Be aware of the large trees that are short right of the green, and try to leave your second shot on the left for your best angle. The putting surface is very large, slopes from back to front, right to left, and often breaks more than you think. The par 3 16th plays more difficult than it appears. The wind will play havoc with your tee shot on this hole. You must pay attention to it for your club selection. The hole is protected by out of bounds, a water hazard, and greenside bunkers. This narrow par 3 has some overhanging trees that can knock down errant tee shots hit right or left. A good tee shot can leave you an easy 2-putt or possible birdie opportunity. This short par 4 does not require a driver off the tee and can often leave a second shot of less than 150 yards. Out of bounds lines the left side of this hole, and shots that miss right of the fairway may block a second shot into this green. The green slopes from left to right and dramatically from back to front. Keeping the ball below the hole on this green is a key to stress-free putting. Finishing hole at Pine Valley is one of the more difficult holes on the course. With the pond on the left, fairway bunkers and trees on the right, the best tee shot is a straight shot. On most days, expect to have a mid to long iron into the 18th green. Greenside bunkers protect this hole from shots that miss short, and any shot that misses long makes for a challenging up and down. The green slopes dramatically back to front. Try not to short side yourself on this green and keep the ball below the hole. Ending your round here with a par 4 is a great score.